Well, the first presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump was last night, and what did we learn? Not much. It was pretty much what it was expected. Kamala really just hit her talking points, didn't really put out a lot of policy, and Trump just rehashed his same old grievances. So both of them really missed a big opportunity here because obviously at this point, there's not a lot of undecided voters. But where there are undecided voters are in the battleground states, and those are the ones that are going to matter. This was the opportunity for both of these candidates to really make the case that they're the ones that should be voted for, and they both completely missed it. Trump's first big mistake was that he was unable to articulate any actual real policies. I mean, he talked about he wants to shut the border down. He talks about how he's going to end the war in Ukraine, but he didn't explain how he was going to do this. He just said that he can. Kamala likewise did the same thing. She talked about, an economy for everybody with more opportunities, and yet didn't describe how we were going to get there or what that's even really going to look like. So, in terms of policy, both candidates completely failed and missed the one opportunity, probably the only opportunity that they're going to have to do this. Beyond that, we don't have that much more time until the election for anybody to examine policy. So, big loss on that point there. The other aspect of it that I thought was not so great were the questions. I don't think the questions were conducive to policy or exploring policies. I think a lot of the questions were really about things that were in the news, but not necessarily directly related to their current campaigns. So ABC fails there too. In terms of it not being fair, mm, I mean, I guess you can say that the moderators were a little bit more difficult on Trump than they were on Kamala, though Kamala didn't make as many statements that were misleading or false. I believe she said that there are no troops deployed in harm's way, which is not exactly true because we do have troops in the Middle East, in Syria, and some other places. So that could have been fact checked, but she didn't claim that immigrants are eating cats. Which, by the way, I have found out it was an actual person was killing a cat and eating it in the driveway in Ohio, but it wasn't Springfield and it wasn't an immigrant. It was a U.S. born citizen who apparently lost her mind. Anyway, when Trump says things like there's a crisis at the border or the immigration system is broken, he's not wrong. The immigration system is broken, and I know firsthand because my wife is from England. And after we were married, it took a year and a half for her to get her visa, which consisted of us sending them, I believe it was like a 5-page document, a copy of our marriage certificate, and her birth certificate. So about 7 to 10 pages total, a year and a half. And I don't necessarily agree with Trump that the best way to handle the immigration crisis or the brokenness of the immigration system is just to shut it down. But there's definitely problems. It definitely needs to be overhauled. And I was hoping that Kamala would speak on this, and she didn't. She completely dodged it entirely, which does not raise a lot of confidence in her. Not that I have a lot in Trump either, but just saying. So, all in all, I think that this debate really was it's just a bunch of talking points in an odd format, without them being able to have real rebuttals and with such limited time, and with the questions being about things that are in the news that are not related to what the person's um, administration would actually be like. So we can say that Trump lost or that Kamala lost this debate. I think we lost this debate, honestly. Everyone who watched it lost. This debate was not worth it. Hopefully, they have another, and hopefully, they actually ask questions that get the candidates to talk about their policies and what their administrations would actually look like should they win. I'm Ryan Metz for Englebrook Independent News.